Hi loves! Today we have a new verb video. This time nos pondremos a trabajar on the verb poner. This little verb sure does a lot of things, which is why we consider it important enough to make an entire video just about it. Also, it's irregular. I know. But remember, we always go through the conjugation through chunks. So to make it much easier for you to remember and use it with confidence. I'm Maura from Spring Spanish, and pongamos manos a la obra ya. Número 1. Ponte.
Ten cuidado con el sol. Ponte protector y ponte la gorra. Ya tengo puesto protector. Voy por la gorra.
Talking about things you can put on your body is definitely the most common way to use this verb. It is as versatile as it gets because you can use this for almost anything. Let's check out some examples conjugating it for tú each time. Te pusiste un nuevo perfume. Mejor ponte la camisa azul. Combina más. ¿Por qué no te pones unos zapatos más cómodos? Creams, makeup, accessories, all of these use poner as their verb. Ya tengo puesto is one of the chunks you can use to say you already put on something. Let's go over other chunks about things you put on with yo. Me puse los zarcillos nuevos. ¿Te gustan? Me voy a poner el vestido rojo con las sandalias beige. Espera que aún no me he puesto las cremas de la noche. Also, we put all things in all places. So, you can use this as the generic way to say where something is. For instance, puse tu regalo en el cuarto. Pon los platos en la mesa, porfa. ¿Recuerdas dónde pusiste la factura de lo que compramos? Now, at the end, we'll go over how to hypothesize about life with this verb, plus where and how this verb can turn sexual without you meaning to. Stay tuned for that. Número 2. Common chunks with poner.
No sabes lo que hice. Puse la torta a lo grande. ¿Por qué? ¿Qué hiciste? Me estás poniendo de los nervios.
Chunk alert! Poner la torta is a very cute chunk-like way to say you made a mistake, even if the literal translation is to put the cake. The nature of the mistake doesn't really matter, so feel free to use this anytime you want to accept and embrace your perfect imperfection. If you click on that link in the description, though, you'll get access to our Basically Perfect free Essential Spanish Chunking Kit, which will teach you many more super useful chunks to start using right now. Go get it. Me estás poniendo de los nervios. It means you're making me nervous, or another way to read it would be you're irritating me. Another way to say something similar would be se te ponen los pelos de punta, which means the same as to give you goosebumps. There's other moods you can put someone in. For example, no te imaginas cómo reaccionó. Se puso como loco. If someone se pone como loca o como loco, it means they got super mad, probably raised their voice, and lost control a little bit. For this, we also say that people se ponen como una furia. Terminaron porque ella le puso los cuernos. The deeper we get into these chunks, the farther the translation goes, right? Well, we do talk about cheating on people with poner los cuernos, which literally translates to put the horns on. In Venezuela, though, and I'm not sure if anybody else does this, we shift poner los cuernos to montar cachos. It kind of means exactly the same thing. We just use synonyms for some reason. Because it sounds funny, let's use this chunk to go over the conjugation in the present tense, shall we? Remember to focus on the chunks, their sound and rhythm, more than on memorizing the whole table. Also remember that the English literal translation says something crazy about horns, but we're actually talking about infidelities. Yo pongo. Yo pongo los cuernos. Tú pones. Tú pones los cuernos. Ella, él, eso, pone. Él pone los cuernos. Nosotras, nosotros, ponemos. Nosotras ponemos los cuernos. Ustedes, ellas, ellos, ponen. Ustedes ponen los cuernos. Número 3. To put versus poner. So you can make associations with English. Let's quickly go over some of the differences and similarities between to put and poner. Similarities. Both languages can use this verb to talk about things you put on your body. Hace calor. No hace falta que te pongas una chaqueta. Similarly, you could also use wear in English and usar or llevar in Spanish. But poner, or to put, is the generic one in both languages. To place things. Puedes ponerlo donde quieras. Differences. We do not hypothesize with to put in English. We do so in Spanish, but we'll get to that in a bit. In English, we would use something more like say. Ponte que cierran las tiendas antes de que lleguemos. ¿Qué hacemos con el regalo? Lastly, we have a ton of chunks with poner in Spanish that do not use to put in English whatsoever. For example, yo creo que no quiere venir porque no deja de ponerme peros. A better translation in English for poner peros would be the idea of raising objections. See? Nothing to do with to put. Número 4. Hypothesizing with poner. Ponte que para cuando seamos viejas, todos los humanos vivimos de nuevo en cuevas para protegernos del ambiente. Ponte que justo por eso solo quedamos los plebeyos porque los ricos se fueron al espacio. ¿A qué? ¿A vivir en otro tipo de cueva igual? To hypothesize with this verb in Spanish, you also have the Argentinian conjugation ponele. It works just the same. To imply, what if this happens? Other more everyday hypotheses could be, vale, pero ponte que no llegamos a tiempo al bus. ¿Qué haríamos? Ponte que en el trabajo nuevo me pagan el doble. ¿Nos mudaríamos? Ponte que Ari y Vero vienen con su pareja. ¿Igual alcanza la comida? Warning. Poner can be slang for to turn on. And I do mean turn on sexually. So, be careful not to use this in Spain by saying que alguien te pone in any way without making sure you know what you're doing. I repeat, don't say things like ella me pone o él me pone in Spain without assuming that it'll be 100% sexual. Now, try filling in the gaps of the following sentences for a little bit of practice. If you leave your answer in the comments, I'll check them for you. Me, blank, los zapatos y salgo. Nos, blank, protector solar todos los días, pero igual nos quemamos. Cuando le hablas de política, sé blank como loco. Let's now check out some other very important irregular verbs in Spanish. Mariana will give you an overview of the 13 most important irregular verbs in Spanish and how to use them right here.